It is September, and are you wondering what is happening in the Calgary real estate market? Well, we have some fantastic insights. We're going to show you some great numbers and kind of set you up for the fall, right? Everyone's getting back into the routines of life, of school, of maybe back to work in the office. I don't know what it is, but there's more routines happening. And is the market going to be changing as we walk into the fall? Well, let's dig in and find out. For many, the summer has brought a lot of holidays, a lot of time away. I mean, we had I don't know if it was record heat, but it was hot over this summer, which was fantastic for a Calgary summer. And the market itself really didn't slow down that much. It took a breath, but it didn't necessarily fall off like you see in the papers. And I know there's videos going around about vacant commercial spaces and all this kind of stuff happening, but when you actually look at the numbers and what I'm going to show you, the market and the numbers are showing a little bit differently than what you may be seeing in headlines and in the papers. And so if you go to our first page here, so this is on our website, we'll put a link in the description so you guys can grab it, but scroll down. This is a unique report to us that we create. We pull the data at the beginning of every month, and this information is here for you. So one of the things that we've had a lot of questions about is how do you get 173% of all homes listed have sold in the last 3 months? Well, basically what's happening is we're continuing to sell off more homes over the last 3 months than what is going on the market. So it's eating up old inventory is essentially what's happening. And this is a really interesting number to know and see because it's just showing our true supply and demand numbers. Because underneath that, it says the city of Calgary is currently sitting at 1.73 months of inventory. Now you got to remember this is over the last 90 days. So it's looking June, July, and August. And according to all of those numbers, we are seeing 1.73 months. Now I have 30 days and 7-day stats that I'm going to show you shortly. And our current inventory is about 4,100 homes on the market at the time of when we pulled this, right at the beginning of September, and 7,071 homes sold over the last 90 days. That's a lot of sales. So right here is where you're getting your 173%, okay? Now, if you go down below, you can actually start seeing some community statistics. So if there's a community that you're really interested in, you're watching, you want to maybe sell in, you want to buy in, whatever it is, you can actually start getting a sense of what is happening. So like Edgemont, for example, is right now the average sale price is between $600,000 to $700,000. And actually the number is $601,000. That's the average price there. If you go down somewhere like Auburn Bay, it's $499. Mahogany is $643. So you can get a sense of kind of what's happening, what the market's looking at, what it's looking like, right? Then over here is average days on market. Now below, if you wanted to see where the fastest moving areas are in the city, here it is. Places like Cranston is 30 days on market. Places like Woodbine is 29. Cedar Brae is 27. Strathcona is 30. 24, 29, 28. So you can get a sense there's a lot of places. McEwen Glen, 18 days on market. Sherwood is 29, Valley Ridge is 28, and I think it's like New Brighton. Yeah, 26 days on market. So you can get a sense of what's happening. And some of the slowest places, even 60 days, is going to be a lot of your inner city, right? Winston Heights, Renfrew, Bridgeland, 84 for Inglewood, Upper Mount Royal, 103, 126 for Shaganappi. So you're kind of seeing like higher end areas, Banff Trail, Capitol Hill, Collingwood. So this is going to be more infills, higher end properties. Even the ones with you can see downtown, like Beltline, a lot of condos is only 54. So it doesn't quite make the 60 day, but it's actually 54 days on market. So that's the average days. And then if you look at months of inventory, this is a really key number to understand because if you have between 0 and 2.5 months of inventory, you are in a what? A seller's market. If you're between 2.5 and 4, you're much more in a balanced type market. Anything 4+ is in that buyer's market. So if you want to see, these are the only areas in the city for the communities in general that are in a buyer's market. Everything else here is in a seller's market still, like Somerset, 0.71, Chaparral, 1.1 months of inventory, New Brighton is 1, Mahogany is 1.78. That same Edgemont, 1.26. Royal Oak, 1.5. Tuscany is at half a month, 0.58 months of inventory. And what's super interesting about all of this is that it ties into the next thing that I want to show you is this here. So these are the stats that we've been pulling, and we started at the beginning of the summer. We said we want to start pulling daily stats and weekly stats that you can understand and start seeing real trends of what's happening, because it's really easy to go back 90 days, go back even a year over year stats. But really, I haven't seen anyone pulling stats that are specifically where we're pulling it every single day or every week, right? And so these are some of those numbers that we're pulling, just so you see, like legit real numbers every day. So what has happened over August? Well, the number of active listings has flirted right around that 4,500, and you can see as we get closer to September, 43, 42, 41, these are every single day, 4,000. So are we going to see September 2nd, there was 4,100. So are we going to see this trend up again? Like, are we going to see this number of active listings go up? I don't fully think so, but you can also see here the number of solds. So this is a 30-day rolling number of what is selling. And then this is how many places are going conditional. So, I mean, again, going conditional on the long weekend is a little bit interesting, but it was busy. Like, it was still a full weekend. Months of inventory. So if you remember that 90-day number right here, 1.73 for the city, this is going to be a 30-day and a 7-day. So we're looking at tighter time frames to get a sense of what is truly happening. So the red here is the 7-day, and the blue is the 30-day. So as you can see over the summer, actually this is easier, the number 2, we kind of flirted with 2 months of inventory for the 30-day number, and it fluctuated even more for the 7-day number, which is completely understandable. But as we came in August 30th, as we came into the long weekend, look what the 7-day inventory number did. Like, it just kept dropping quite quickly. So this is going to be really interesting to watch as we go into September. Is this months of inventory going to continue to go down? Meaning the market is picking up, the market is tighter, it's still in a seller's market. Are we seeing multiple offers coming back in the fall? I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see it like we did in the spring. That was its own little phenomenon, but I don't think we're gonna see that coming back. But we definitely are gonna see places still selling quite quickly, right? And so here is your average list price. So average list price, more than anything, I wanna show this number. And I don't love using averages for prices. I'd much rather use benchmark, but in order to show this, it's just showing that the average price is staying steady. That's what I really wanna see. Is that number just kind of, is it really fluctuating, or is it really going up or down? But it's fairly flat, 607 to 617, went up a little bit over August. And same with the sold price down here, 492, 498. So it kind of is flirting up a little bit to 500. And then the last list price. So this is how much people are getting off, but 503. So again, it's all fairly flat. And that's what we're really looking for in the market, to see if markets are tanking, are we going up, what's happening. And then this is the last list price, sale price to last list price. So how much are buyers getting off of the last list price when it actually sells? And so you can see here with this little tick up in the trend, again, this September 2nd, right on the long weekend here, 98%. So 98 versus 97, 97, 97. There's a little 98 there, but this one was 98.3. But again, it just shows a little bit of upward trend going into the long weekend that we just had. Doesn't mean much right now, but it's just, they're all of the things are pointing that the market's going to get a little bit busier. Days on market. So we were trending on the collective days on market. We were around, I think it was 50, and then it jumped up to 55, 57. And then over September 1st and 2nd, that number dropped again. So again, are all these things pointing to a little bit of a busier market come September? There's a chance. There is a chance. Now let's quickly look at a few other cities. I want to show Airdrie first. And so here are Airdrie's numbers, the number of actives. So they also haven't really shot up 200 to 230. Like, it really hasn't changed that much. Their 7-day inventory number also dropped like Calgary's did, and you can see the 30-day one also dropped. And so they're sitting around 1.2, 1.1. So about, you know, somewhere in that 1.2, 1.3 months of inventory range. Average list price, theirs has fluctuated a lot more than Airdrie's. So 545 is where we were sitting coming into the long weekend, and it saw as high as 580. But again, you can see the sale prices in Airdrie have consistently been readjusting. That's what I find really interesting about Airdrie, is that the sale prices have been adjusting down over the summer. And last list price, sale price, so 98 is roughly the number we're at now. And then their days on market. So things have been going up over 30 days now. We're at 31 as of going into the long weekend. So it's an interesting market to be in, just because there are so many things happening in our market. And when you look at some of these numbers, and you still see this, like 173, this is still over 100%. That to me is still showing there is demand. And when you look at this number, Calgary charts, let me go over here, this number here with the number of active listings, 4,100 as of September 2nd. And same thing here, 4,087. When you're seeing that number still under 5,500 homes on the market, around that mid 5,000s, we're still low supply. And the Calgary market is all supply and demand. And that's truly what is happening. And as there is a really good chance we are going to see another increase in interest rates, I want to share this video with you guys right over here. So go and check this video, because we talk about 7 different ways that you can actually kind of fight or plan or prepare for rising interest rates. So go ahead, head over there, check out that video, and we'll see you on that one.